All right, so going from what we've done here with the chloroplast or the these polygonal area type maps, we're going to keep working on this and switch it over to being our point map. So really, it's almost exactly the same thing. Big difference is that we're going to add this the same measure that we did before. We're going to move it to size. So now you can see that not only do we have the color differences, but we also have a larger sized circle to indicate a higher percentage of GDP, health spending per GDP. Okay, so again, as I mentioned before, the dots just appear smack in the middle of these countries. So there's a danger of this kind of data being misinterpreted. And you can see that it says like countries, like big countries like the US, it looks like maybe it's the capital. Here, when there's a lot of little countries next to each other, you can't really even tell the difference of what's going on in here because there's so many dots. So the chloroplast one is actually the better choice for a world map like this in this case. But we're going to keep playing with this just to make sure. Okay, so you can move these around if you want. You can go in here and edit the sizes. If you do that, it's going to get really ugly like that. So you don't want to do that. The automatic is there you go. You can mess around with the sizes a lot. You can tell it to start and stop at certain values as well. So I'm just gonna reset all of that, apply, there we go. You can edit the title because that sum is not something that's really helpful for readers, right? So we can edit that. For me, it's been helpful so far when you haven't done that, so I could see the measures when I'm just looking at these, but for cleanup product, you can do that. You can't read the title, so you want to expand it. So you just pull it out like that. The color gradations, the light ones are really hard for me to even actually see with the white background and everything. So we can edit the color from here. So if we wanted to, we could take off the stepped colors. We can see that it just flows. We can do something that's a little bit more maybe helpful in differentiating because we've got two different color tones that still go from light to dark. We can do like that. So now we can really see the difference between the lighter ones and the heavier ones. For me, this is a lot more visible than the single color blue. If you want to reverse the colors, you can do that, but usually the darker ones make more sense as bigger, which is why that's the automatic one there. Again, you can increase the number of steps in between them. And green makes sense because we're talking about money, so that works. Yeah, and you can actually pull these side by side, but that doesn't actually make any sense to do. So on top of each other like that is fine. And again, as before, you can go in here and say, sure, like international health spending as a percent of GDP. So we can do something like that. If you wanted to let's see, add in the caption there. This is the automatically generated one. You can add in more details into the caption if you wanted to. That gives a little bit more context for what's going on in here. You'd even pull up the health notes here. Let's see if this will copy straight like that. The edit caption. Haha, there we go. The map is based on latitude generated, latitude generated, color shows sums of. So you could truncate that by color and size, shows sum of because that's very redundant. Sentence. Data is from the role development indicators database, updated 10/15/2020, website following that. Oh. Double check what is going on in here. Oops, no, don't click. Don't click, don't click. We don't want that. We want to just copy that. Go back over here. I'm gonna just drop that there and delete that weirdly formatted thing there, and then here, oh, that text. Boop, like that. Okay, so we've got a title, we've got a caption, we know where the data is from, when it was last updated. We've adjusted these. So yeah, that's pretty decent. So for your homework, I want you to do exactly what we just did here, where you are going to take the same data and to do two different versions of the map. You can do these two, you can do explore with other things, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. And then tell me which one you would choose for your project and why, like what makes it more sensible, and et cetera, et cetera. Give me the screenshot of the whole shebang, like give me all the entire workbook. I want to see your data sources over here. I want to see your legend. I want to see captions if you put them, everything. And for both maps, that would be the homework. So just hopefully they'll take you just as little bit of time as what we did here to do these basic ones, or explore if you want with the other ones.